Didn't even get to cross.
Gaming Top 10s here. I'm Omar.
And I'm Brandon.
Here we're doing a top 10 finally, the first one on our channel.
I know. And yeah, I gave all the work to Omar here. He did most of the work for this. And this is gonna be first top 10. And I know we didn't upload it like right away, but still, it's top 10.
We'll start having them weekly.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And this is going to be for the month of October, which we're going to be exploring a lot of the creepy stuff or top 10s and stuff like that. It's going to be really good.
So let's get started. The top 10 best games to play in October.
Yep.
Call of Cthulhu: The Dark Corners of the Earth is a survival horror video game developed by Headfirst Productions and published by Bethesda Softworks for 2K Games and Ubisoft for the PC and Xbox systems. The game was published first for the Xbox in 2005 and the PC version followed in 2006. Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth combines an action-adventure game with a relatively realistic first-person shooter combined with elements of a stealth game.
The game is based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, the author of the Call of Cthulhu and progenitor of the Cthulhu mythos. The game is a reimaginating of Lovecraft's 1936 novella, The Shadow over Innsmouth, set mostly in the year 1922. The story follows Jack Walters, a mentally unstable private detective hired to investigate a missing person case in Innsmouth, a strange and mysterious town that has cut itself from the rest of the United States. Kolat is an indie survival horror video game developed by Polish developers IMGN, in which the player controls a protagonist who is tracing the steps of a group of 9 Russian college students who went missing in February 1959. On Kolat, Sayakol, the game is based on the Dietlov Pass incident, true event that involved 10 Russian students, 9 of which went missing on Kolat Sayakol and were found dead in the same span of 4 months.
Kolat Soyakil is a transliteration of Russian of Halachol, meaning Dead Mountain, and Nancy. The game came out on the Steam store on June 9th, 2015. Sean Bean voices the narrator in the game. Fatal Frame: Maiden of Blackwater is also known as Project Zero, Maiden of Blackwater in European regions. It is a survival horror video game developed by Koei Tecmo and published by Nintendo for the Wii U. It was released in Japan on September 27, 2014, and will be released in all other regions in October 2015.
It is the 5th main title in the Fatal Frame video game series. It will be released as an eShop exclusive in North America and will have a limited retail release in Europe and Australia. The game is the first main entry to be released in North America since Fatal Frame 3 was released in 2005. The 4th entry in the series, Fatal Frame: Mask of Lunar Eclipse, was never released outside of Japan. Silent Hill 2 is a survival horror video game published by Konami for the PlayStation 2 and developed by Team Silent. The game was released in September 2001 as the 2nd installment in the Silent Hill series. An extended version of the game was published for Xbox in December of that same year, containing a short bonus scenario and other minor additions. It was later ported to PC in 2002. A remastered high-definition version of the game was released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in 2012 as part of the Silent Hill HD collection. While set in series Eponia's fictional American town, Silent Hill 2 is not a direct sequel to the first Silent Hill game.
The status centers on James Sunderland, who enters the town after receiving a letter written by his deceased wife, saying that she is waiting for him in their special place in Silent Hill. Joined by Maria, who strongly resembles her, He searches for her and discovers the truth about her death. Additional material and re-releases and ports included Born from a Wish, a sub-scenario which focuses on Maria before she and James met. Silent Hill 2 uses a third-person view, and gameplay places a greater emphasis on finding items and solving riddles than combat. Psychological aspects such as the gradual disappearance of Mary's letter were added to the game. More humanoid than their counterparts in the preceding game, some of the monster design is a reflection of James' subconscious. References to real-world history, films, and literary works can also be found in the game. Soma is a science fiction survival horror video game developed by Frictional Games and released on September 22nd, 2015. The game takes place on the Pathos 2, an underwater remote research facility with machinery that begins to take human characteristics. Soma is a science fiction survival horror game played from a first-person perspective. Thomas Grip of Frictional Games stated that the player will encounter a number of strange creatures, each an embodiment of an aspect of our themes.
The game primarily utilizes elements of psychological horror instead of conventional scares found in most video games within the genre. Throughout the game, the player will find a large array of clues such as notes and audio tapes, which builds atmosphere and furthers the plot. As with most titles, Frictional Games, there is little to no combat, and instead the player progresses through puzzle solving, exploration, and the use of stealth. Condemned: Criminal Origins is a first-person psychological survival horror game developed by Monolith Productions and published by Sega. It was launched worldwide in 2005 on the Xbox 360 with a Microsoft Windows version released later in 2006.
On October 29, 2012, the game was released on Steam. Condemned: Criminal Origins places an emphasis on melee combat as opposed to gunplay and puzzle solving, including searching for fingerprints and gathering evidence. Evil Within, known as Psycho Break in Japan, is a third-person psychological survival horror video game developed by Tango Gameworks and published by Bethesda Softworks. It was released in October 2014 for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. The game is directed by Resident Evil creator Shinji Mikami.
The game centers on protagonist Sebastian Castellanos as he is pulled throughout a distorted world full of nightmarish locations and horrid creatures. Played in third-person perspective, players battle disfigured nightmare-like enemies, including bosses using guns and melee weapons, and progress through the levels, avoiding traps, using stealth, and finding collectibles. Layers of Fear is a psychedelic horror game that will keep you on the edge for the remainder of the game. Delve deep into the mind of an insane painter and discover the secret of his madness as you walk through a constantly shifting house, heavily inspired by the masterpiece paintings from the past centuries and the architecture and decor from the 90s.
It complements the
Layers of Fear is
darkness
a
of the
truly
woman's
unique
hollowed
experience,
eyes.
where each move of the camera can change your surroundings.
Blood
Layer by layer,
charcoal,
uncover the
drowning,
visions, fears, and horrors that entwine the
ugliness beneath
protagonist,
the
and
surface,
finish the masterpiece he has strived so long
ready
to create.
burst like a
The game
reeking
features a thick
boil.
atmosphere that will make
Do
you feel on
you
edge throughout the
see
whole
it
game.
now?
Alien Isolation is an action-adventure video game developed by Creative Assembly and based on the Alien science fiction horror film series. It was published by Sega and originally released for PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One on October 7th, 2014. The game is set 15 years after the events of Ridley Scott's 1979 Alien films. It follows Amanda Ripley, daughter of the alien protagonist Ellen Ripley, in her efforts to investigate the disappearances of the
Unlike previous video game adaptations of the Alien franchise, Alien Isolation places a strong emphasis on stealth and survival horror gameplay, requiring the player to avoid and outsmart a single alien creature over the course of the game. It was designed more in the line with Scott's film, as opposed to James Cameron's more action-orientated 1986 sequel Aliens, and features a similar lo-fi 70s vision, of what the future will look like. The game runs on an entirely new engine that was built from scratch to accommodate technical aspects like the game's atmospheric and lighting effects, as well as the aliens' behavioral design. Until Dawn is an interactive drama survival horror video game developed by Supermassive Games and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. It was originally scheduled to be released on the PlayStation 3 and feature PlayStation Move support, but in August 2014, the game was reintroduced as a PlayStation 4 exclusive and was released worldwide in August 2015.
Until Dawn was met with a positive critical response upon release, with praise directed at the visuals, choice mechanic, horror elements, music, characters, voice acting, and gameplay design. Most of the criticism the game drew was concerning the story, mostly the second half, camera angles, and character movements, and partially linear plot. Remember, this list is based on our opinions of what horror games we think will be good to play during the month of October. And I've already played all of these except for Layers of Fear, Until Dawn, and Fatal Frame, so I have an opinion on all of them. And I know all these games are pretty good, though some are a bit more jump scare oriented than others. And Brandon over here loves Until Dawn so much.
First of all, Until Dawn is a perfect game, and it has honestly one of my future girlfriends in it as the main character. You know, the hot blonde? I've been liking her since that one movie, Beth Cooper.
Is it Sam or Jess?
Sam.
Of course it is.
That's my babe, dude.
Whatever.
But anyway, Until Dawn, I can't spoil it, but the story in general is just so perfect. And it's only a PlayStation game, and I'm a PlayStation gamer, and in my opinion, fuck Xbox. PlayStation is where it's at, and Until Dawn is where it's at. I can't wait to get a PlayStation 4 and experience Until Dawn myself and record it and upload it to YouTube. Like, I love Until Dawn, and this is probably my #1 pick, and you probably see it playing in the background right now. And that's going to be awesome because Until Dawn is awesome. And that's my #1 pick in this, and it's literally the #1 pick of the game of this. But Until Dawn, the reason it's #1 pick is like it's our opinions, and you actually got to play the game yourself to experience all the choices, and it's unique how every character can die.
Well, except for that fact that Matt is the easiest, well, hardest to keep alive. Yeah, he's pretty much the first one to die aside from Jess. Which most of the time she doesn't even die. Most people save her. It's not even that hard to.
And I am not going to spoil anything about it, but the story, all I'm going to say is huge twist. And you'll see it, and you will have your jaw drop, most likely. I don't know.
Not really. It's pretty cliche. But anyway, aside from that...
No, it's not
all
cliche,
these games,
honestly.
let's just move on from Until Dawn.
Okay, fine.
We could do like an hour-long thing and it's just be talking about it. I mean, out of all these games, I'd have to say Silent Hill 2 is actually my favorite because the story was really good and it was just fun to play through. While Alien Isolation, well, that was also good. It just felt kind of annoying with the AI, mainly the robots. That was about my own issues with that game.
I played Aliens vs. Predators for PS3, and that was a pretty fun game because you got to play as the Marine, the Alien, and the Predator. The most unique one playing as was the Marine because you had to face the Alien and the Predator, and that's pretty hard. Can you guess what's harder, the Alien or the Predator?
Predator.
Yup. Aliens are hard too, though. They move in packs.
All that, and they're mostly invincible, and they're pretty quiet.
And plus, they bleed acid.
Just reminded me of Colonial Marines. Worst aliens game ever.
Sorry, my niece is talking. as you can hear.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. That was my niece, and she just ruined a part of the video. But as you continue talking, Omar.
I don't know how Colonial Marines was so bad, but Isolation was so good. Like, you couldn't even compare the two and say both of them were good. It's just
Wait,
not
Aliens
possible.
Colonial Marines wasn't good?
No, it was trash. The multiplayer was fun, but the game was trash.
I never like saw anything about it. What was like this, like how's it trash though?
Like, it was nothing like the Aliens game we were supposed to get and what was advertised. Like, that's a big case of false advertising. But of course, because gamers don't sue for that stuff, nothing ever changes. But
How was it false advertising?
They advertise like this awesome, grand Aliens game and stuff, and that was gonna be really good. The story was gonna be amazing. The graphics were gonna be good. And then we just got, I can't even explain. We just got a terrible looking game that looked mediocre. Like this was made in 2008 or something. There's so many bugs. Like, there's a game-breaking bug where you can't even get past the very beginning. You can kill yourself in the starting room. That's how bad the bugs are. There's like a bunch of objects and stuff on the floor. If you stand on them a certain way, they'll go flying, and if it hits you, you die. Like, it's just so bad. You can even fall through the ground doing that. Like, I did that by accident. I was just walking forward and stepped over the, happened to be rolled over trash can or whatever it is. And I got stuck in the ground and I had to restart. It was stupid.
In my honest opinion, I believe they should make it we've seen all these alien games. They gotta make a Predators game. Like how fun would that be? Like I remember there's a Predator game on the phone. Like I have it on my phone, and it's a pretty fun game. The thing I love the most about it is trophy kills. You know what trophy kills are, right, Omar?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it would be unique to have play as a Predator, and like it's like you could do like a military base, and like things can like you can have your own trophy case place and your own like little spaceship or whatever it is home. I think that would be pretty cool to keep playing as it and bringing the heads back as trophies and all that. That would be pretty unique, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But enough rambling on. Let's just end this video now. So this has been our first top 10 with me, Omar, and
Brandon.